With Aaron Donald's contract extension settled, the Rams could finally exhale. Of course, I wouldn't be able to breathe if I had to scratch a $95 million check, but to each his own. Russell Westbrook shows support for the new Lakers coach Darvin Ham at his introductory press conference. If you count folded arms and whispering at his teammates as support. And the Angels City Connect jerseys are quite the fashion statement. The statement? We're ashamed to be in Orange County. Good morning, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelenos. It is June 7th, 2022. I'm still at home base for one day before I head back to the Midwest. We added new subscribers yesterday. It's a beautiful thing because we have hit 170. We've only been at this for a little more than 3 months. Most channels, they don't even get 40 in a year. So we're building something. I'm very thankful that you guys are along for the ride. If you like the content we've been putting out for the last few months, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit that. We put new videos out between 9 and 10 a.m. every day to let you know it's there. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And yes, comment. I put this out so I can talk sports. You know, I'll chat with you guys. There were no games involving LA teams on the schedule yesterday. Today there's one. The Dodgers will play the White Sox. They're in Chicago. Mitch White 1-1 versus Michael Kopech. He's 1-2. The game starts off at about 6 p.m. But I have a question for Dodger fans. When Andrew Heaney comes back, what then? If you think about it, LA has two of the best pitchers in baseball right now in Tyler Anderson and Tony Gonsolin. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to ever happen either, but that's reality. Here's some more reality. There's Clayton Kershaw coming back. Yeah, his next start's going to be back in the big leagues. So then what do you say? Are you talking about benching Walker Buehler? Really? What about Julio Urias, the guy who won 20 games last year? Would you really do that? Heaney now gives them 6 starting pitchers. So who gets sent to the pen? Or do you consider a 6-man rotation? Interesting question, wouldn't you say? LAFC, there's a deal to sign Juventus legend Giorgio Chiellini. It's agreed upon, it's set, it just hasn't been signed yet. Once pen gets put to paper, he would be eligible to debut in El Tráfico against the LA Galaxy on July 8th. Side note, not all is golden with the black and gold. We are a little bit more than 3 weeks away from Carlos Vela's contract expiring. Curious. Somebody with an eagle eye for detail noticed something on the Anaheim Angels of El Segundo / Salton Sea / Apple Valley Angels, whatever their name is, the City Connect jerseys. It's on the sleeve. Los Angeles Angels. Not California Angels, not Anaheim Angels, Los Angeles. Kind of a subtle shot at the Anaheim City Council if you think about it, but it was probably created way before that deal fell through to buy Anaheim Stadium. You got to recall, the Angels have been dropping subtle hints about their future in Orange County now for a while. Now I'm skeptical they moved to Long Beach, but I could see where you could suggest it's gamesmanship to try to get a deal done. Now, for the record, I have no interest in buying the damn thing. Not even to troll friends who are Angel fans. Those City Connect jerseys, aside from, I don't know, being a cynical cash grab, I have yet to see any of those that I like. Even the Dodgers one. It's horrifying. UCLA's Johnny Juzang worked out for the Lakers in El Segundo, but I know that's not what you guys want to talk about. That's fine. New coach Darvin Ham went through a series of questions designed to give some sort of semblance of direction for this otherwise rudderless team. The primary news, He expects Russell Westbrook on the roster, and man, did he just lavish praise on Russ. One of the best players ever, got a lot left in the tank, and then he, of course, came with the expectation of accountability. Happy talk mixed in with cold-blooded reality, which is exactly what Frank Vogel tried last year, and it got him out on the street as a result. Now, Scribe eventually asked about Westbrook coming off the bench. That drew laughter from Westbrook. Now, Ham didn't commit to Westbrook being on the second team, but that was pretty much the only time Russell reacted to anything. Ham sounded a little bit like conservative podcaster Ben Shapiro. You know, we have a saying, facts over feelings. Okay. And he continues, you know, once you see it on the film, that's a fact. You missed your assignment. If you can't point it out to one of our big three, then they're not going to take what we're doing seriously. And therein lies the rub. I have yet to hear the words Westbrook and take accountability mixed in the same sentence. And I genuinely like his game. I honestly do. Ham wants Westbrook to play defense. I don't think he ever has. But Ham said he has had multiple conversations with Westbrook where the key word was sacrifice. Ham said, quote, a lot of it now may happen without the ball in his hand. Most of it may happen on the defensive end. Now, to his credit, Russell Westbrook was actually on site for the presser. You didn't see Davis, you didn't see LeBron. There were three other players there. Westbrook was the only star of the team. And to Ham's credit, he recognizes the key to the entire project is not Westbrook, but Anthony Davis. Davis staying healthy for an entire year. He also wants to lessen the wear and tear on LeBron James. Strategically speaking, Ham wants the Lakers to play a diversified, aggressive defense and the so-called 4-out, 1-in system. It's something I sketched out roughly when Ham was originally hired a few weeks ago. There's a clip on it on the channel. The system was originally designed by Villanova coach Jay Wright. It has 4 players stationed outside the three-point arc, 1 player in the low post. The idea is to create slashing lanes to the basket. You can also create pick plays that even go with the spacing. The guess is that Davis is going in the low post. By the way, he doesn't enjoy doing that either. So the Lakers still have lots of questions to get to. But let's be real. We're here to talk about the defending Super Bowl champs because they got a lot done with the swoop of a pen yesterday. Mandatory minicamp opens for the defending champs. And if you want to know why there was so much action from the Rams front office yesterday, why there was such breaking news, that's the reason why. You can't ask people to go to mandatory minicamp if you're not paying them. It's not fair. So as I mentioned in the clip yesterday, that originally mentioned Donald signing that extension, the restructured deal was almost immediately followed with the entire draft class getting their contracts. Mandatory minicamp, for those who don't know, it's 3 practices, today, tomorrow, and Thursday. It's the last time the champs will be together on the field until training camp opens next month. And we'll talk a little bit more about minicamp in a second, but I have a question. Did any of you guys even really think Aaron Donald was going to retire? Really? Because I don't think anybody ever really did. I don't even think anyone in the press who kept trying to stir the pot and try to create controversy, I don't even think any one of them ever thought Aaron Donald was going to retire. Not for one moment. There were additional notes, by the way, that I didn't get in my brief little clip for Aaron Donald yesterday afternoon. The raise amounts to about $9 million a year. Donald would have made about $22 million this year had this contract not been renegotiated. It's up to now $31 million. The current leading defender in the NFL, or the prior leading defender, was Pittsburgh's TJ Watt at $28 million. We noted in that clip yesterday about 2, quote, non-functional years. None of us had any idea what non-functional meant. From what I've read, Donald has the option to retire in 2024. If he stays, the non-functional years kick in. That include $30 million guaranteed. So this was a salary cap tinkering to make sure everybody was happy. Another question that you might have, I think I might have answered it for you. If you might be saying to yourself, what about Cooper Kupp? There is a clip on Kupp on the LA Rams playlist for my channel where I specifically broke down what Cooper Kupp might get. However, if you don't want to watch that, that's fine. I'll just go through it briefly. We ran through some similar contracts with other big name receivers who make more. Remember that Kupp doesn't want to break the bank. He just wants to be paid something similar, but he doesn't want to pass anybody. So it wasn't only until recently that wide receivers started to make $20 million per year. And I think the guess is that he's going to make somewhere between 22 and 26 million. So now that we are going to mandatory minicamp, what next? There are two primary questions that I have for the champs. One, who will play right guard? From everything we see, it might belong to rookie Logan Bruss, his to lose. But that might be a little premature. Look, Bobby Evans is still there, and before he established himself at right guard, he made a name for himself as someone who could be plugged in also at tackle. In other words, Evans showed some flexibility, which means that he knows what he's needed from the coaches. He has established himself with those guys. Maybe they feel like he owes that they owe him, and therefore Bruss really has to show something in training camp to wrestle the job away. Second question. You might say Odell Beckham Jr., but how much would you complain if it's Tutu Atwell, the second-year player? Remember, his first year, he was pretty silent. Now, Beckham was beloved by his teammates and coaches last year, and all the way up until that unfortunate knee injury in the Super Bowl. I don't have a problem with Beckham whatsoever, unlike, say, Cleveland. But Beckham is probably not going to be available until the end of the regular season. He had injured the knee before. Rehab took him longer than expected. So if it's the same timetable, Beckham won't be available till the end of the regular season. And that gives Atwell every conceivable opportunity to establish himself. Meanwhile, wide receivers coach Eric Yarber, he's Team Tutu. He loves the guy. By the way, speaking of Beckham, the dude crashed the McVay wedding and danced on his surgically repaired knee. You, sir, have chutzpah. Crashing a wedding and jitterbugging with a big-ass scar on your knee to show that you can still run routes. Are you really trying to lobby for a job at a man's wedding? Really? I mean, what were you going to do if that didn't work? Were you going to run routes at the reception, or would that have looked just a little stupid? I hope at least Beckham brought a gift. I realize he's unemployed at the moment, but come on, if you're going to show up at the wedding, do it the right way. Bring a gift. So the Rams, they pretty much got everything, all their ducks in a row. Can you really complain when you look back now? And they've answered almost all of their big questions. Because I don't think Cooper Kupp is going to go anywhere. I think that's going to get done eventually. But the only question that I have is not necessarily about the team, but about Aaron Donald. Where would you rank him on the NFL's defensive Mount Rushmore? Now, before you make it an automatic, you've also got to consider Lawrence Taylor, Dick Butkus, Reggie White, Bruce Smith, Ray Lewis, even Deion Sanders. Aaron Donald's getting paid like he's one of the all-time greats. Is he? I think so, but I'm obviously biased. What do you think? Now, if you enjoyed today's broadcast, thank you very much. Feel free to like and subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're trying to build something here. We got through a lot today. Thank you very much for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Can Corte El Queso production. Take care.